Last week, the tech world just refused to calm down. We've got a brand new platform trying to reinvent the social media with Gizmo, Apple making headlines with reports of a $599 iPhone 17e, while iOS 26.3 officially dropped, and early details about iOS 27 started circulating. Android 17 Beta 1 dropped, plus a long-overdue fix to an Android backup problem. Samsung's Galaxy S26 leaking ahead of unboxed event. Google's Pixel Now Playing feature is quietly turning into a full-on Shazam killer. And if that wasn't enough, we've got macOS 26.4, a major research breakthrough that could make thermal lens tech ridiculously cheap, and the launch of Gemini 3.1 Pro pushing AI even further. In other words, phones, software, AI, leaks, breakthroughs, and at least one company definitely sweating right now. Let's break it all down in this week's Tech Brief. Google has just dropped a major AI upgrade, and the model wars just got a lot more interesting. Meet Gemini 3.1 Pro, the newest reasoning powerhouse from Google. This isn't just a minor update, it's the upgraded core intelligence behind Gemini, built specifically for tasks where a simple answer just doesn't cut it. We're talking deeper logic, multi-step reasoning, complex problem solving. According to Google, Gemini 3.1 Pro scored a verified 77.1% on ArcAGI 2, more than doubling the performance of Gemini 3 Pro. On humanity's last exam, it hit 44.4%, outperforming major rivals like Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.6 and OpenAI's GPT 5.2. Yes, that means it's officially outperforming models from both OpenAI and Anthropic on several key benchmarks. And it's not just about test scores. Google says Gemini 3.1 Pro is designed for real-world complexity, things like synthesizing massive amounts of data, generating visual explanations of difficult concepts, or even coding immersive 3D simulations. One demo shows it creating an interactive starling murmuration, complete with hand tracking and generative music that shifts based on movement. This release also signals something bigger. The AI model wars are accelerating fast. When Gemini 3 Pro launched last November, it reportedly shook the industry. Now, 3.1 Pro pushes even further, and Google is positioning it as the reasoning engine for advanced agentic workflows, meaning AI that can handle longer, more autonomous tasks. Right now, 3.1 Pro is rolling out in preview across the Gemini app, Notebook LM, the Gemini API, Vertex AI, and enterprise tools. Paid Pro and Ultra users get higher limits, but free users can try it too. The competition between Google, OpenAI, and Anthropic isn't slowing down, it's escalating. And Gemini 3.1 Pro just raised the bar for what AI reasoning models can do. If this pace continues, the next generation of AI tools won't just answer questions, they'll think through problems alongside us. Gizmo, a new AI-powered mobile app that's redefining how people interact with content on their phones. Rather than swiping through passive video after video, Gizmo lets you play with interactive mini-experiences, all generated by AI. Gizmo comes from New York startup Atma Sciences and presents a fresh twist on the familiar vertical scroll feed. Think TikTok, but for interactive mini-apps. Users don't just watch, they tap, swipe, draw, play, solve puzzles, share memes, and interact with digital toys right in the feed. Each of these tiny interactive creations is called a gizmo. The standout feature of Gizmo is its AI creation engine. Users describe an idea with natural language, and the app's AI writes and renders functional code and visuals, turning that prompt into an interactive micro-app instantly. You don't need programming experience, just imagination. And Gizmo isn't just about solo play. People can like, comment on, remix, and redistribute other users' interactive creations. This remix culture encourages collaborative creativity, building on existing ideas rather than starting from scratch each time. Despite launching quietly less than 6 months ago, Gizmo has already hit about 600,000 installs worldwide, with strong growth trajectories in recent months, including about 235,000 downloads in December alone. It's available free on both iOS and Android. Rather than encouraging passive doom scrolling through videos, Gizmo shifts attention to active engagement, turning every scroll into a new interactive experience. Users can behave more like creators than just consumers, a marked departure from traditional short-form platforms like TikTok or Reels. Gizmo signals a new era of AI-generated interactive media, blending social features with creative play. It's not just about watching or sharing content, it's about building and experiencing digital moments together without code. Hey Apple fans, letting you know that Apple is gearing up for a big wave of product releases in early 2026, and the iPhone 17e is at the center of the buzz. The iPhone 17e is Apple's upcoming budget-friendly model, positioned below the flagship iPhone 17 lineup, but with meaningful upgrades over last year's iPhone 16e. The 17e will likely be powered by the A19 chip, faster and more efficient than the A18 and the 16e. MagSafe, missing from the 16e, is expected to return, meaning faster, magnetic wireless charging and accessory support. Rumors point to Apple's C1X cellular modem and end-to-end wireless chip, promising better connectivity and energy efficiency. Reports suggest Apple may keep the starting price around $599, the same as the 16e, while adding these upgrades. So when is it coming? Multiple sources point to an announcement around February 19th, 2026, roughly 1 year after the iPhone 16e's debut, possibly via a press release rather than a big even. Unlike flagship models, the 17e could retain some simpler traits to keep costs down. Apple just dropped iOS 26.3, and this one might be the wildest iPhone update rollout of the year, not because of flashy new emojis, but because of spyware scares, Android betrayal, and privacy chaos all in one package. First up, urgent warnings. Apple patched 39 serious security flaws in this release, including a zero-day vulnerability that was reportedly already being used against actual iPhone users before the update even hit phones. That means hackers could have taken full control of a device with 0 clicks, no interaction from the owner at all if the chain was chained properly. Apple says updating now is essential to stay safe, but that's not all. Apple quietly added a transfer to Android feature. Yes, you heard that right? Apple is now giving iPhone users an easier way to ditch iOS and switch to Android with data, messages, photos, and even your phone number transferable directly from settings. It takes a few taps and a QR code handshake with your new Android phone, less dramatic than it sounds, but symbolically huge. Privacy buffs get some love too. A new limit precise location toggle lets you hide your exact GPS info from carriers, only showing them your neighborhood instead of your doorstep. And for the EU crowd, Apple has been forced to open its ecosystem wider thanks to regulations, meaning third-party accessory pairing works more like on Android, and notifications can finally reach non-Apple smartwatches. Not everything is perfect, though. User reports online show a mixed reaction with odd glitches, battery questions, and even some people saying this update still doesn't fix all of the bugs from 26.2. This isn't the flashy update Apple usually touts. It's a security necessity, a platform shakeup, and a hint that Apple's walled garden might have more gates than before. Apple is getting ready to hit the reset button, at least under the hood. According to Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, iOS 27 isn't about flashy new icons or dramatic redesigns. It's about cleaning up the mess. After years of feature stacking, iOS has reportedly become what Gurman calls a bit of a mess under the hood. Translation? Old code, lingering scraps, aging app frameworks, and yes, bugs. Random slowdowns and battery drain that longtime iPhone users have definitely noticed. So what's Apple doing? First, they're removing scraps of old code, basically digital spring cleaning. Second, they're making subtle interface tweaks, not a huge visual overhaul. Third, they're quietly upgrading older apps so they run more efficiently. And the big payoff? Better battery life. Apple is reportedly aiming for efficiency gains through code cleanup alone. No bigger battery required, just smarter software. If it works, your iPhone could last longer simply because iOS isn't tripping over itself anymore. Now about that design, if you were hoping Apple would ditch the controversial liquid glass look introduced in iOS 26, don't hold your breath. Despite mixed reactions and complaints about transparency effects hurting readability, Apple isn't backing down. Gurman says the company still loves it, and major UI changes are extremely unlikely. But iOS 27 isn't just about cleanup. The biggest feature addition, a true Siri chatbot. Apple is reportedly working on a conversational Siri experience, something closer to ChatGPT or Google Gemini. After delays to the personalized Siri features announced at WWDC 2024, iOS 27 may finally deliver a smarter, back-and-forth AI assistant. And speaking of AI, Apple Intelligence is expanding. Gemini-powered features are expected to roll out deeper into the system, possibly into apps like Calendar. Satellite upgrades are also rumored, including 5G satellite connectivity on upcoming Pro models, plus potential Apple Maps and Messages enhancements via satellite. Hardware-wise, the future iPhones, including the expected iPhone 18 Pro models and even a possible iPhone Fold, could pair these software improvements with larger batteries and the next-gen A20 chip. But the key message is this: even your current iPhone might feel faster and last longer, just from smarter code. So when iOS 27 is announced at WWDC in June and launches in September 2026, don't expect fireworks. Expect a tune-up. Less chaos. Fewer bugs, more battery, smarter Siri. Sometimes the most exciting upgrade is the one that quietly fixes everything. Imagine telling your Mac don't charge past 85% and actually having it listen, just like an iPhone. Well, that future is here. The new battery charge limit feature in macOS Tahoe 26.4 beta lets you cap how high your MacBook's battery will charge, anywhere between 80% to 100% in 5% steps. Why does this matter? Because lithium-ion batteries age faster when they sit at full charge, especially if your laptop is plugged in all day. Capping the charge reduces chemical stress and can extend battery health for years. Apple is even letting you control this through shortcuts so you can automate battery behavior like a pro. Remember that compact tab bar in Safari that Apple took away in macOS Tahoe? Well, it's back. Whether you love minimalist browser Chrome or just want more screen space, the compact tab bar option returns in macOS 26.4 and iPadOS 26.4 betas. This is a classic case of Apple listening to feedback. Some users were not happy when the tab bar disappeared, and now it's a toggle option again. Intel Mac users, listen up! Apple is gearing up to phase out Rosetta 2, the translation layer that lets older Intel-based apps run on Apple Silicon Macs. In macOS 26.4, launching an app that depends on Rosetta will now show a warning that it won't work after Rosetta support ends, which is scheduled with macOS 27 later this year. This is Apple's final nudge toward a silicon-only future, so if you're still relying on old apps, you might want to plan ahead. Between battery longevity controls, UI refinements, and legacy app warnings, macOS Tahoe 26.4 is shaping up to be a practical update. It gives users real control over battery health. It restores beloved features like the compact Safari tab bar. It prepares everyone for the end of old-school Intel app support. Stick around for the public beta and be ready when 26.4 hits everyone later this year. Hey, Android users! You've heard the rumor mill, and now it's real. Android 17 Beta 1 is rolling out to Pixel devices. After the Android 16 QPR3 release phase wrapped up, Google officially kicked off the next big chapter in the Android saga. But this isn't just another incremental update. Android 17 is turning heads with a fresh approach to how Android evolves for developers and users alike. Google is sunsetting the old developer preview model and fully embracing a continuous canary channel, meaning new APIs and features drop faster and more fluidly than ever before. So what's actually new in Android 17 Beta 1? Apps now must support flexible layouts and window resizing. No more force-fixed orientations, especially crucial for foldables and tablets. This is Android gearing up for a more desktop-like, multi-window world. Media apps are getting smarter. No more awkward switching between lenses. Android 17 adds professional-grade camera transitions and support for the versatile video coding standard, also known as VVC or H.266, meaning better quality with smaller file sizes. This beta is available on a huge range of Google's Pixel lineup, from the Pixel 6 series all the way through to the Pixel 10 generation, and you can jump in via the Android beta program. Samsung's Galaxy S26 launch just turned into a full-blown tech drama, and it hasn't even officially debuted yet. Just days before the big event, a supposed Samsung Galaxy S26 prototype surfaced online, listed for sale at $1,650. According to reporting from Notebook Check, someone attempted to offload what appears to be an early unit of the phone, potentially the S26 Plus, revealing design details ahead of schedule. Whether it was a test device or the real thing, it's a reminder that in 2026, nothing stays secret for long. All of this unfolds as Samsung prepares to officially unveil the lineup at its February Unpacked event in San Francisco. This year's message is clear. AI is the star of the show. Samsung is positioning the S26 series as its next AI phone, emphasizing smarter on-device intelligence, adaptive features, and tighter personalization. The company is leaning heavily into AI-powered experiences. Pre-order details are already live. According to Forbes, early reservations can unlock store credits, substantial trade-in discounts, reportedly up to $900 in some cases, and even sweepstakes entries for high-value gift cards. However, some previous pre-order perks like free storage upgrades may not be returning this time. From Samsung's official newsroom, the tone is ambitious. This is framed as a new era of AI-driven mobile computing, a phone that doesn't just respond but adapts. The company is signaling improvements in privacy, contextual awareness, and intelligent assistants that operate more seamlessly in the background. As for pricing, US models are expected to stay relatively stable, though international markets may see increases compared to last year's lineup. The big question now isn't whether the hardware will impress, it's whether Samsung's AI vision feels genuinely useful or just another marketing buzzword. We'll find out at Unpack. Google may be giving one of its smartest Pixel features a major upgrade. On Google Pixel phones, the built-in Now Playing feature quietly listens to music around you and identifies songs right on the lock screen. No app opening required. It's fast, private, and works on device. Now reports suggest Google is developing a dedicated app version of this feature. Instead of digging through settings to find your song history, Pixel users could soon get a standalone app with easier access, a cleaner interface, and potentially more controls. This would bring the experience closer to Shazam, but with Google's signature twist, seamless integration and offline recognition. If this rolls out in an upcoming Pixel feature drop, Google Pixel users might soon have an even better way to discover the music playing around them instantly and effortlessly. Android just fixed one of its biggest backup blind spots. For years, your phone would back up apps, photos, and settings, but anything sitting in your downloads folder? Not included. Lose your phone, and those PDFs, tickets, or documents were gone. Now, thanks to a February Google Play System update from Google, Android will automatically back up files stored in your Downloads folder to Google Drive. There's one catch: it's a snapshot backup, not live syncing. If you edit a file later, those changes won't automatically update in the cloud. Still, this closes a major gap in Android's backup system and makes switching phones or recovering from a reset a lot less stressful. Finally, your Downloads folder gets the safety net it deserved. Hey Apple fans, cue the confetti and fire up the Mac. Apple is about to hit the big 5-0. That's right, April 1st, 2026 marks half a century since a scrappy garage in California gave birth to the company that turned computers into cultural icons. And now Tim Cook, Apple's captain of the ship, is teasing something special to mark the milestone. In a recent all-hands meeting, Cook admitted Apple doesn't usually look back. That's too retro for Cupertino. But hitting 50 has even made him a little nostalgic. He's been rifling through old photos, ancient products, and dusty archives, hungry to honor Apple's past before blasting into the future. Cook promised there will be a celebration, though. Exactly what form it will take is still under wraps. Think of it as Apple whispering, "Trust us, big things are coming." Will there be limited edition accessories? Retro Easter eggs? A hologram of Steve Jobs in rainbow colors? Hey, anything's possible. Fans are already speculating wild ideas, from shiny Apple Watch bands to collectible cases. But this isn't just a party for the sake of candles and cake. Apple is also riding one of its strongest financial years ever. With record revenue and jaw-dropping device demand, the world's most valuable tech empire is celebrating in style. What's next? Industry chatter suggests this anniversary year might be more than nostalgia. Apple could use this moment to roll out new AI-powered features, updated Siri, fresh hardware, and even explore whole new product categories. So whether you're a lifelong Apple fan or just here for the gadgets, April 1st, 2026 isn't just April Fool's Day, it's Apple's big birthday party, and everyone's invited to watch what comes next. What if dropping your thermal camera didn't mean replacing a lens that costs hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Researchers at Flinders University may have just made that possible. In a breakthrough that could transform thermal imaging, scientists at Flinders have developed a new infrared lens made from something surprisingly ordinary: sulfur. Yes, the same sulfur produced in massive quantities as a byproduct of petroleum refining is now being turned into high-performance optical material. Here's why that's a big deal. Thermal cameras work by detecting infrared radiation, basically heat, rather than visible light. They're used in firefighting security systems, medical diagnostics, wildlife monitoring, industrial inspections, and advanced driver assist systems in vehicles. But there's been a major barrier to putting thermal cameras into everyday devices: cost. Traditional infrared lenses rely on materials like germanium and silicon. These are expensive, difficult to process, and nearly impossible to repair if damaged. A single lens can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Crack it, and you replace it. The team at Flinders University changed that equation. Their new lens is made from a sulfur-based polymer that can be molded like plastic. That means faster production, mass scalability, and dramatically lower manufacturing costs. In fact, the raw material cost for one lens can be less than a cent. And unlike conventional lenses, these can be repaired and recycled. This opens the door to a huge shift in where thermal imaging shows up. Imagine smartphones that can detect overheating electronics or energy leaks, cars with better night vision to spot pedestrians and wildlife, smarter fire detection systems, more efficient appliances that monitor heat in real time. The research team is even collaborating with NASA scientists to explore applications in planetary imaging and space science. If this technology scales the way researchers expect, thermal imaging could move from niche industrial equipment to everyday consumer devices. A low-cost material, once treated as industrial waste, could soon make heat-sensing cameras as common as the one already in your pocket. See you in the next.